This is Matt Reekie and I'm here at KMA Gym, Liverpool, Sydney with UFC fighter Brian Ebersole, who's back in Australia. He's been out of the country for a little while. Brian, how is it to be back and what brings you back?
Well, it sure isn't the weather. It's cold right now.
No.
What brings me back is a family wedding for my girlfriend, my partner. I've had her out of the country for 3 or 4 months, so part of the agreement was if she settled up and quit her job and traveled with me, that I would make sure she saw her family enough. And the same, she's got to get back to the U.S. with me.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to balance that, and then the fighting's kind of in the middle that holds everything together. So we got a family wedding. Obviously, I want to come back and say hello and see everyone. As far as gym owners, coaches, teammates, friends, students, fans, and the like. So I'm traveling Australia a fair bit, doing a few training days, and interviews with UFC Magazine.
You've been doing being a nomad for a long time now. How does that kind of lifestyle suit you? Do you ever kind of want a base, like one place where you can call your own, or are you happy traveling around getting the experience that you get training with all these different people?
Well, I've been self-promoted from gypsy to nomad, so I'm glad you actually caught that correctly. Did learn a bit about the gypsy culture when I was just back in England, so definitely glad I self-promoted myself not too long ago. But yeah, I mean, there are times where I would just like to have all my stuff in one place. Almost to sound like a girl. Like, I'll get dressed some days and I'll be like, where's that shirt? And I can't find the shirt that goes with the shoes, or the shoes that go with the shirt. Sometimes I just don't know where my stuff is.
Yeah.
So when I left the US this time, I actually logged everything I left in 4 suitcases. I've actually got that on a computer, on a spreadsheet. That's where it is. And when I leave Australia, I'm going to do the same thing. This is what I actually have there. So at least when I go, where's that blue shirt? I can kind of go, I know where it's at now.
So how do you keep up with all the good TV shows when you travel so much, like Breaking Bad and Walking Dead?
I usually get those 2 or 3 years later as a full season on a hard drive.
Yeah, right.
So How I Met Your Mother, I watched 7 seasons when I was traveling on one trip. And then same thing with what's the new one, Modern Family.
Yep.
So I'll watch episodes of that, and then the other big one I really enjoyed was Idiot Abroad.
Yeah.
I could totally relate.
You talked about going to lightweight before. You took the last fight with James Head, and obviously that ended up being your first loss in the UFC. How do you feel about that? Do you kind of regret taking that one? In hindsight, was it a mistake?
No, I wouldn't say it's a mistake. I'd probably do the exact same thing. I got a bit greedy and said, I got some momentum, let's keep on it. I thought it was a very winnable fight for me. And when the UFC asks you to do something, you obviously want to appease your boss, because it's not about just wins and losses. It really is about playing the game the way they want you to play. And that's exciting fights and being easy to deal with behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So I was going to try to go and do both. Long story short, after the UFC win in June, I went on holiday. I was hosting people in Vegas for UFC 148 when I got the phone call. So that's 2 weeks after the show that I just fought on. So it was a very hard turnaround. I really had 1 hard week of training, and then I had fight week. I felt okay in that hard week of training, but kind of losing that sharpness. I could have fought the same pace I fought James Head at, probably for 12 rounds. I was in shape, marathon shape, but what I didn't have is I didn't have that 100-meter dash. According to Fight Metric, I outstruck him 2 out of 3 rounds, but I know in the judges' minds I paid for all the double leg attempts, which really I wasn't that much trying to take him down as I was trying to create action and scrambles. And he didn't really do much. He didn't make me shoot on him. We weren't even in range. I was doing Tito double legs from kind of across just to kind of get in there and make him play.
Let's talk about moving to lightweight now. Obviously that's your aim. What do you have to do to prepare yourself physically, and are you planning on one more fight by the end of this year at lightweight?
I don't think I'll get to lightweight by the end of the year. I don't think I'll be healthy. I don't know if I'm in line for a corrective surgery or if it's going to be a lot of corrective exercise and some rest. But so far I've had a couple of 3 weeks off, just resting, relaxing, dealing with the uncomfort of the injury.
Do you not want to mention the injury?
Not particularly. I don't. No. But long story short, I'm going to get to Thailand in September. It's going to be hot and humid, and it's going to be high season. I'm going to be excited to get going, and I should be able to stay on the fitness track and start my diet. I haven't started dieting yet. I've actually, because I fought, enjoyed myself, and I just went to England and I had slow roasted pork. belly.
Yum.
I
Yes.
tried Yorkshire pudding.
No.
Average. But it was absolutely amazing. I was having like beef and chicken and all sorts of like proper homemade pies.
Nice.
Yeah, it was good fun. But the diet will start soon. Again, the exercise is going to start very soon, and yeah, we'll see what happens. But I think I'm gonna probably have my next fight early next year.
Right. What was so attractive about taking the job over there? Like, you're going to be running the MMA program at Tiger Muay Thai?
Well, everything about the job that I've got was stuff that I already do. I already train. I was already going to train in Thailand. I was already going to coach a little bit when I'm there because I'm just the old man of the room that's played the game longer than most. So all that stuff was going to happen. I'm always trying to look for opportunities for young athletes. I'm always trying to bring the old athletes back in to help and kind of shape some of these guys, and whether it's a seminar, a speech, a training session, a private lesson, So I'm already doing all that stuff. So and being at Tiger myself, if I'm going to train hard, I'm going to try to bring in good guys for me to train with.
Yeah.
So again, everything that they've kind of asked me to do was stuff I was already going to do. So why not take the official position?
Obviously, you're going to try to attract, some big names out there and get some good talent out there, and but what are the advantages to going to Thailand to train? Why would you go there when you can get good training in here or other places?
Like when I first went there, I was treated like a VIP, and I was able to have like housing and food and all that for a very subsidized cost. So even without that, the cost of living there is very, very cheap. So if you're not tied down to like major rent, or you have that free space in your life where you could actually afford to go away, it's one of the most affordable places to live.
Yeah.
Chicken and rice will cost you $1. A large pizza made decent just up the road from Tiger will cost you $3. So I mean, there is Western food out there for you. There's Thai food you can ask, spicy or not spicy, but it's just so affordable to go see a show. Very affordable. So I could probably live there for a week on what an average 25-year-old might spend on a weekend at a bar. So that in itself is cool to kind of like tell people and put on paper and go, yeah, the math works. But what that does for you psychologically, like mentally, you can't really understand it till you've lived it. I truly look at training in Thailand like as a gift. You don't have to clean your own room. You don't have to do your own laundry, and you never have to cook your own food. You can get Louis Vuitton glasses for $3, or you can get them for $500. If you get them somewhere in between, it's because the guy selling them to you bought the $3 ones or stole the $500 ones. So you probably shouldn't buy from that guy. Just saying.
I was going to ask actually if you know what happened to this guy. No one's seen him. He was in Phuket. He was doing all right.
He's been on Facebook lately, hasn't he?
Has he really?
Yeah. So how old's this? This is a couple months old?
Yeah, this is 6 months old.
Yeah, I was there just before Junie had his bar fight.
Yeah.
Or his bar brawl, or his bar riot, or his bad day at the bar, whatever you want to call it. It was cool. I got to wrestle with him. Talented enough kid. But he went to the wrong place to meet his goals. Mm-hmm. If he had goals, I'm not sure what they were, because he was hanging out at a bar on like a Sunday and getting into bottle fights with men, women, and possibly children. It was a bit weird listening to him kind of, trying to get out of Thailand because he was worried about, the hierarchy. I don't know if it was like bar owner, mafia guy, consulate general of the army. I don't know. He was scared though, I guess, and he left the country, got to like Laos and went somewhere else and flew out. But I do know he's back in the U.S. and he's been training and doing his thing. But I don't think he's ever going to show his passport in Thailand again.